The first game of an 8-game road trip, and we are here in San Antonio and joined by RoughRiders starting pitcher Nick McBride. Nick, you've made 2 starts here since joining the AA level. I know neither of them has gone the way you probably would like. What has been your feeling on the way you've started the first 2 games?
It's definitely pretty rough. I wish, obviously, in terms of the outcome, I wish they could have been a little better. Still, it's a grind. Just keep my nose down, keep trying to work to get better. I felt actually like last time I made some decent pitches. If you look at the outcome, obviously it really didn't look like that, but went back and looked at some video. They hit some pretty good pitches. When Jeff came out there in the first inning, he's like, a lot of these hits, there's nothing you can do about it. If they're 2 feet to the left or to the right, they're out. So he's like, so just keep doing what you're doing. It's obviously sometimes a little discouraging, but you just got to keep battling.
You're right. A lot of those base hits that they got early in that first inning especially were just soft bloops or bleeders into right field. And is that frustrating for you to be able to say, okay, I have to do something else even though I kind of like what I'm doing?
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating. That's like the exact words Jeff used. He's like, they're not good hits, but he's like, you got to keep doing what you're doing. But where I guess the immaturity came in, like, after that happened, it's like if you're in a fight and you're losing, you want to fight back. And I tried, and I just dug myself deeper, had a hit by a batter, then 2 walks, then a guy hit a ball off the wall, and I was lucky enough to get the out on the throw at home. The next inning was a tad bit better. That inning I actually felt like they hit me better than the first inning, and I only let up 1 run. But it's definitely a battle. I got a bullpen today, so I'm excited just to keep working on hit my spots, and just hopefully next time it works out in my favor.
A little bit more big picture wise, because you were cruising right along in Myrtle Beach coming out of the bullpen. Is it simply the jump in level, the better hitters, the more experienced hitters up there, or is it just maybe you not executing the way you want the last few, including your time up in AAA?
It's definitely the not executing. Obviously the hitters are better. That's why they're at a higher level. But to me, it's the execution right now. In AAA, I got hit around my first inning up there. Second and third, I had pitched fine. So it sort of showed myself I can get those hitters out. In the 2 starts here, the game in Tulsa, I dug myself into holes. Every person that scored in that game was the leadoff guy of the inning who I had in an 0-2 count. And they somehow got on base with either a hit or a walk. Then last game in Frisco, obviously a lot of bad luck at the beginning, but then I sort of dug myself into another hole. So I feel right now it's execution. So, I mean, I can definitely keep my head up and just keep going and take the battle wounds.
We're here with RoughRiders starter Nick McBride. When you are going well like you were in Myrtle Beach, what kind of pitcher do you qualify yourself as?
A sinker baller. I definitely try to get the guys out as quick as possible. Just hopefully I hit it in the ground, get it to my infielders, and they can get in and get out. I try to get myself, the quicker the better, because less pitches, I can pitch farther in the game. Obviously, in my 2 games here, I haven't really pitched that far at all, but I've been lucky. The bullpen's come in, and they've pitched great. We haven't had to waste anybody, so it's like I really thank them a lot for helping me out where they're not killing themselves.
Over the course of your career, you've gone back and forth between being a starter, being a reliever. Is there a role that you feel like better suits you, or one that you just flat out enjoy more?
I would say I enjoy starting more. I'm definitely a routine guy. I'm very like OCD, so it helps me get it like on a set routine. Obviously, Texas asked me which one I prefer. I tell them starting, but I also told them whichever one's going to get me to the big leagues, I want to do. So, I mean, whichever role they tell me to do, I'm going to go out there and do the best I can that day.
Just hearing the way you describe yourself, what is the quirkiest thing that you have to have right, or maybe something that you have to do in terms of your routine to keep you on track, whether it's in baseball or life?
Like definitely like in the morning, like I sort of brush my teeth, put my deodorant.
I hope everyone does that.
Yeah, I take my vitamins, stuff like that, all like in a certain order. Just, I don't know, something a little quirky to get me going through the day. Then when I get to the field, it's something like putting my socks on, which the left foot first, then right foot, then going on with the sliders, jock, and shirts and stuff.
You're from the Piedmont Triad area, North Carolina. You had the opportunity last couple of years to play in North and South Carolina, go back to Winston-Salem when you were in the Carolina League. Was that fun to play in front of friends and family and being such a short trip for them?
It was a blast. It was definitely cool looking up in the stands and seeing friends and family there at any given night. It's a little different out here because the last couple of years I've been there, so it's now when I'm in the stands, I look around, everybody's a stranger. So, and this year was definitely special. When I played in Winston, I was actually like in Winston-Salem, my hometown, but I was there for my birthday. So I mean, that definitely hit home. We got to spend time at home with Mom. It was very cool playing at home, very humbling.
You were slated to go to ECU, if I'm not mistaken, and you were a guy that signed pretty close to the deadline. Between you're definitely going to college, you're definitely going into pro ball. Tell me about that experience and what led you to sign with the Rangers after you were drafted.
ECU gave me a great offer. I loved Billy Godwin and Bill Jarman. They recruited me there. I felt Texas gave me a better opportunity. It was always my dream to play professional baseball. Obviously, I'm not saying an education is not good. In my contract, Texas pays for my education whenever I'm done, but it's just always my dream to play pro baseball, so I chose that this was a better opportunity, and right now I can't look back and say I've done anything wrong. I love what I'm doing. I see ECU, all my buddies, how they're doing. It's like they're doing well. So I mean, it's definitely fun. I'm happy for them, but I think I'm more happy here.
Seeing as you're a routine guy, you like to plan things out. That's a period where there's a little bit of uncertainty because you're only a couple of weeks away from the start of college, and here you are up in the air. Am I going out to ECU or am I going out to Arizona? Something like that. Was that a stressful time for you going through that, even though it was ultimately going to be a good decision either way?
Yeah, it was definitely stressful. Not obviously when you're not knowing what's going on. I would feel like everybody's sort of stressful. They're like, well, I want to know. But in the end, it's like I said, I thought it was a good decision. It was very stressful. Billy Godwin at ECU was very supportive, and obviously Texas was very supportive of me in either decision, but I just felt like this was a better one.
Well, Nick, thank you so much for the time, and hopefully we get to see you where you were a little bit earlier this season in your next start.
Well, thank you very much.
That's Nick McBride. We'll be back after this here on the Frisco RoughRiders Baseball Network.